Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a blind girl named Elara. Elara had been blind since birth, but she possessed a heart full of kindness and an unshakable belief that there was beauty in the world beyond what her eyes could not see. One evening, as the villagers gathered to share stories and laughter under the ancient oak tree, Elara listened intently, soaking in the tales of wonders she could only dream of. Among the stories she cherished the most was the one about the mystical fireflies that lit up the night with their magical glow. To Elara, the idea of seeing their light was a dream she wished it could come true. One evening, Elara was sitting outside his home, her heart heavy with strong feeling. She whispered to the wind, "If only I could see the light of a firefly, even once in my life." Just then, a gentle voice replied, "Your wish shall be granted." Elara was shocked when she heard the voice. She stood toward where the source of the voice were coming. There was a wise old woman who was known for her mystical knowledge. She had come from a distant village, hearing tales of Elara's kind heart and her deep desire to see the light of a firefly. The old woman handed Elara a tiny jar and said, "In this jar, you will find a firefly. Keep it safe, and you will see the world in a different light." Elara carefully collected the jar in her hand, feeling the gentle fluttering of the firefly inside. With the old woman's guidance, she learned to care for the firefly, feeding it and ensuring its comfort. Every night, the firefly would fill her world with its soft, radiant light, turning her darkness into a wonders of light. Elara began to share the beauty she had discovered with her village, describing the colors and patterns she saw through the firefly's light. The villagers were amazed at her newfound perspective, realizing that even in her blindness, Elara saw the world more brightly than anyone else. Over time, word of Elara's extraordinary gift spread, and people from far and wide came to see the blind girl who could see the world through the light of a firefly. The wise old woman, satisfied with her mission accomplished, left the village with a smile. As the years passed, Elara's heart continued to shine, not only because of the firefly's light but because of her unwavering kindness and the lessons she taught. The villagers learned that true beauty comes not what one sees with their eyes but in the love and goodness they share with people around them. As Elara grew older, her story reached even more distant lands. People from all walks of life came to visit her, seeking not just the magic of the firefly's light but also the wisdom that emanated from her very being. They sought her counsel, and she would often say, "My eyes may be blind, but my heart sees more clearly than any pair of eyes ever could." One day, a young boy named Kel arrived in the village. He had heard of the blind girl and her remarkable ability to see the world through the light of a firefly. Kel had always been bitter about his own misfortunes, complaining about the hardships life had dealt him. He was eager to meet Elara. When he with her, he now believing that her story was true. When Kel finally met Elara and saw the firefly's light for himself, he was taken aback by the profound beauty he had witnessed. It was a moment of revelation for him, and he realized that his own bitterness and complaints were small compared to the immense beauty that the world held. Kel stayed in the village and became a close friend of Elara. He would often accompany her on her walks through the forest, describing to her the wonders of nature she couldn't see. Through their friendship, he learned not only to appreciate the beauty in the world but also to see the beauty in people's hearts. Elara's story taught Kel a valuable lesson, that we often focus on what we lack or the hardships we face, instead of recognizing the blessings and beauty that surround us. He learned that true happiness is not found in what we have but in how we choose to perceive and appreciate what is already present in our lives. Kel shared his newfound wisdom with others he met on his journey. And so, the blind girl's story continued to spread, not just for the magic of the firefly light, but for the enduring lesson it held, that even in the face of adversity, we can find beauty and goodness if we open our hearts and truly see the world around us with love and gratitude. Elara and Kale's story continued to touch the lives of many. Their message of seeing the world through the heart and not just the eyes had a far-reaching impact. People from all corners of the world came to learn from them, and their village flourished as a center of wisdom and compassion. One day, a powerful and arrogant king heard of Elara's extraordinary ability and came to visit her. He was no to being surrounded by a lot of gold and believed that his wealth and power were the only things of true value in the world. When he saw Elara's simple life and heard her story, he scoffed at her, dismissing her gift as insignificant. Elara, however, extended her hand to the king and said, "Your Majesty, I may be blind, but I have learned that true wealth and power lie not in material possessions, but in the kindness, compassion, and love we share with others." The king was shocked by Elara's words, and for the first time in his life, he felt a sense of emptiness. He realized that his wealth had not brought him the happiness which he wanted. Determined to change, the king stayed in the village and learned from Elara and Kale. Over time, he transformed into a wise and benevolent ruler who governed with compassion and fairness. He used his power to improve the lives of his people and to promote kindness and empathy throughout his kingdom. The story of the once arrogant king's transformation became a legend itself, showing that it's never too late to change and embrace a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Elara village, now known for its wisdom, kindness, and the transformative power of a blind girl perspective, continued to thrive. People from all walks of life came to learn from her and to be inspired by her example. The village, once just a humble place in the forest, became a beacon of hope, teaching the world that true wealth and power are found in the heart, and that the most beautiful things in life are not seen with the eyes but felt with the soul. The legend of Elara, the blind girl who saw the world through her heart, lived on for generations, reminding people that the greatest treasures in life are the kindness we offer and the love we share with one another.